Oh, there it is.
You came along just like this song and brightened my
Brighten my day.
who'd have believed that you were part of a dream? Now it
Now
all
it's all
seems
seems.
light years away. Now you know I can't find without you. Suka, I just got
Boom,
your
boom, boom. It's one of my favorite. You know what? It's like kids don't even know this music anymore. I can't.
Suki, the kids, they don't know. Hold on. Now I got your picture you just texted me. Now I got to send it to myself on the email.
I'll send it to you via email.
No, I got it already. You just keep singing while I take
Hi,
care of
Jeannie
stuff,
Clay.
Suki.
How are you? We were just talking about you. All good
Okay.
things. Don't worry, Jeannie.
You mean Jeannie, our co-executive producer of the show,
Mhm.
Jeannie? Hold
Yep.
on, Suk. Let me get this
Cherry
done.
Hetrick, Deborah Patridge. Everyone's
Everybody's
here. Everyone's
everybody,
feeling good. How are you doing?
everybody's loading
Oh,
up.
Ann Engelbrecht.
Say hello, Suk. You keep saying hello. I got your picture coming up.
Yeah, the usual suspects are all here. How's everybody doing? It's a beautiful fall day here in New York, New Jersey, the tri-state area, and hopefully where you are as well. Enjoying all of, well, September 29th. I can't believe we're October. We're in October almost, everybody, this weekend. Almost in October. How did this happen?
So, could you believe what a great show we had yesterday? Rob Shooter was here. What a great guy. Sent me an email after the show, said he absolutely adored us. The chemistry on the show is fantastic. Love the interview. He was such an interesting guy.
Yeah, so listen, he had front row seats to when J-Lo was exploding, the whole Bennifer thing. He wrote the press release for that.
Yep.
He was talking about Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson.
Yeah,
And,
he
it
was
must
right
be
there.
interesting for him because now they've all had books and stuff and they've all come out and had their things to say, Interesting.
And now he's he's his own gossip king. Great show today. AJ Smith, one of the biggest rising pop stars in the country. He's coming up a little later on. Janine Detore is coming up in a few minutes. She's got a new book out, Bitchin' in the Kitchen, Soup. Listen, I know you've been bitching in the kitchen for a long time.
I'm bitching right now, really. I mean, honestly, listen to all the women that have just joined in. I'm sure they have something to bitch about too.
Everybody's loading up.
But we just moved past all of it, Scotty. That's what women do. They're like, what is that going to do? Just keep moving.
Philly kids still on vacation, ladies and gentlemen. The Suki and Scott show coffee mugs.
Did we get any pictures of anybody posting their mugs, Scotty?
Not recently, Suk. At the beginning, we got, a Cherry Hetrick. Some of the women they ordered like 7, 8 of them at a time. And of course, it promotes and benefits disabled vets. USA One is the promo code, heroforlife.us. Philly kids still on a little vacay floating around Florida. Hopefully he's pops up one of these days. But
if he does a TikTok for me like he did yesterday with the whole move,
that's all you need.
With that.
That's all you needed.
That made me laugh. I haven't laughed like that in a minute.
He was going like that. Kevin
Eubanks. Now, when
you
do that, it feels like the neck is hurting.
Oh yeah, Suk. It feels good because my hands are cold, and I just want to get a little this. Kevin Eubanks is coming on soon. He's got the new show out with Jay Leno. I'm telling you, I caught the beginning of that show last night. You bet your life. Jay Leno, he looks so uninterested. It's just so funny. They come out, the two of them walk out. Jay looks at Kevin and says, who you got for us today, Kev? And Kevin basically, rolls out the gas. Jay is just like, he's falling asleep. So it's very interesting.
Always been Jay Leno's shtick.
I don't know. He looks very uninterested in what he's doing. So that's all I could tell you. He looks so bored. It's unbelievable. But we have a great show. Everything else good with you? The kids still out of school? One's in school, one's out of school.
Yeah, we've got some issues here, but I think a lot of people are dealing with issues. I was talking to a friend of mine, like, I don't know if you're excited about them being back to school, but correct me on this.
Go ahead.
Did your mom and dad, were they in your stuff when it comes to schoolwork the way we are?
No.
Or is it that the teachers want us to be involved in the process. Like, when did it become my job?
Yeah, no, Suk, I'm telling you, we talked about this the other day. We get emails from our teachers. My wife and I are like, listen, tell our kid about it. We don't care. We got other things to do. We send them to school to be with you until 2:30, right? I don't want Google Classroom summaries. I don't read that stuff. You know, I get messages. Dylan's missing 2 assignments. I'm like, dude, hit the button and send the assignment. We don't care.
I just learned something like teachers have their own websites on our school district page with the curriculum out there. Is it my job to work through the curriculum with my child? Like, am I going back to algebra? I actually saw a TikTok. It made me laugh. Like, when did this become my part-time job?
Right. Like, we don't have enough to do. You got to worry about your kids' school while they're in school. Talk to me after
And what are we
school.
teaching our children? Not to be self-dependent, not to like follow directions, not to.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, Scotty. But anyway,
it's an S show, still an S show. Suk, you ready to rock and roll? We got Janine standing by. AJ Smith coming up a little later on. Let's get this party started. Everybody's loading up. All our fans are.
They're loaded in. They're loaded in. It's going.
There we go. We're starting off the show. We'll see you guys on the other side.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, that's 7 of Hearts. Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl!
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu, is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
All right, we're in it, baby. We're in it. We got 2 more shows today and tomorrow, Suk, and then we take the rest of the week off. Stir, Crackle Plus, View It. We're on so many different platforms. What's going on at your house? Is something happening in the background?
Yeah, my daughter moved out of her zone and is now in the basement. Shyla, you have to go way deep into Daddy's room. Go. You can't be here. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, tell her we don't want to hear that
you
Zoom
can't
stuff.
have an education.
No.
No, I have something to do for an hour.
Didn't we just talk about how we didn't care? Teachers leave us out of it. Now we got to have your Zoom on our show. Is that what we got?
Exactly.
Suk, listen, Janine Detore she's one of the stars of a show called Staten Island Hustle. Used to be on. She's got a new book out called BITCHIN in the Kitchen, From My Big Family to Your Table. She, of course, is sister to Big Ange, who was a very big star on Mob Wives at one point. Ange, of course, passed away, I think it was about 5 years ago now, right? 2016. So we have her coming on in just a second. She's got this great new cookbook. She's doing all these videos of how you see her in the kitchen. She's listen, you are a lover of cooking. I know that because I see your Instagrams. So this is going to be a special treat for you. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two, but here she is. I'll give you a little insight into her home, and then we'll bring her in on the other side. Take a look.
I don't know if anybody knows, but you could get, you know, when you do like a chicken cutlet, okay? I do a pork chop on the bone. See, here's the bone, okay? And then we put the bruschetta over it.
It's butterflies.
Yes, say.
It's butterflies and pound it out.
Oh, no, I'm good. So you take your pork chop. That's already, and it's on the bone. Don't take the bone off. This is called a pork chop reserve. You see? And then you put it
bone's the best part.
And the meat, did you know the meat closest to the bone is the juicier part of the meat?
Suki, that's what I always tell you. The meat closest to the bone
Hey now.
is the juiciest part of the meat. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look who's with her right now.
Surprise!
Wait a minute. I was told this guy had to work. What's going on?
Yep.
I'm lucky enough. I'm working 5 blocks away.
Oh, thank God.
Big
How
time.
are you?
All right, wait. Hold on now. Wait, I'm gonna change this
Now
up.
he's got to change the graphic to make sure.
I gotta change the graphic now, Janine. And can I just put Dom? Is that okay?
Fine.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that. Now we got you both in. All right, look at you guys. What's happening, everybody?
Hey, what's happening with you guys?
We're just, having fun here on a Wednesday. Just, doing the usual.
There's so much is happening in our lives. We just had our 3rd granddaughter.
I know. I saw that on Instagram.
Congratulations.
Yeah. We have 7
Nice.
kids, so we're planning on having a lot of grandchildren.
Oh my goodness.
You're going to have a lot of
First
grandchildren.
3 are girls.
Yeah.
Oh boy, you better get a couple males in there,
Well, we
Dom.
got the 3 queens now. Now we're working on the kings.
Wow,
That's a
so
good one.
you just had another granddaughter. That's amazing. Unbelievable.
Yeah, on the 16th.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Could you guys imagine? Do you ever think back to like the two of, because I do this with my wife all the time, like the days when you first met and now before, in the blink of an eye, you're grandparents now.
It's so weird how it
Right.
goes by so fast.
Absolutely. We talk about that all the time.
And in answer to your question, my sister is gone 2,048 days today.
Wow.
Today. And
I'm not counting.
but 2016, right? Was when she passed?
2016. Yeah.
I have the best memories of Ange
Tell me.
on the show. Okay, so there was one day that she was late for the show when we were doing the morning show, and she calls me up. I was on the set. She was the 8:50, like 8:50, 8:55, like around that last section of before we went into commercial break, and she's like, "Silky, I am stuck in traffic." I said, "Stop, Ange." I was like, "You're like booked in like 3 minutes. You're in 3 minutes." She goes, "I'm not gonna make it." And she goes, "I'm about 2 blocks away. Should I get out of the car and run?" I was like, "Are you gonna run?" She goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, where are you?" And she's like, I'm close to Second Avenue." I said, "All right, I'm gonna send Dennis down to open the elevator
Dennis.
on the corner of 42nd. I said, "You get there on the corner of 42nd and 2nd, jump in the elevator. You go right up to the studio. We'll mic you. We'll get it done." She made it happen.
She ran?
She
So
got in the
funny.
elevator. She
And you
got
have this
on
picture.
the air, and I think that was one of the last times we had her on the air. But like literally,
That looked like she
running.
ran.
She's like, "I'm a mess. I'm a mess." I'm like, "It doesn't matter. I'm like, let's get on the air."
Her hair was big, so she ran. She definitely ran.
That's
I
so,
believe that.
that's so
I love
funny.
it. She was always so honest when you interviewed her.
Brutally.
She didn't even understand. I don't think she understood the fame of it all, like what was happening with mob wives at the time.
No, she didn't. 100% right.
Janine, I was going to ask you. We're going to talk about, of course, bitching in the kitchen in just a sec. But when she started and all those women started, the show came on.
Right.
I knew about it because my wife had started watching it and she got addicted to it. Did being her sister and being so close to her,
Okay.
how much did her life change now that all of a sudden she and the other women too? They're these, it was like, the housewives of New Jersey or New York,
Right.
but they were just as famous. How did that change? Did she change as a person at all with
No.
all that fame?
No,
Absolutely not.
Angela really couldn't comprehend how far she was liked
Progressive.
and how big of a personality she was. So when she would call me, she'd be like, "What are you cooking?" I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing today?" "Oh, I'm going to go to the bar. I have to clean the bottles." And it was like she was just Angela. She wasn't anything else. She was going through a McDonald's drive-thru, bringing me lunch, chicken nuggets. She didn't want to hear it. She always remained the same. It was never any different.
Well, that's where you got the reality with Angela. Ange was not when you saw her in our house, or you saw her out, or you saw her in a bar, or you saw her on TV. It was her.
Yeah.
She wasn't acting. That was her.
I don't even think she Like she got really nervous at one point because they asked her to be on Scary Movie 3. And she was like, I have to remember. I said, it's one line. She goes, I know, but what if I forget it? I'm like, well, keep doing it. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right.
Oh,
That's
so
how she
great.
was, though.
She was just like so unassuming. She was such a larger than life character, but deep down inside, she was this like gentle, wonderful, honest soul.
You know,
I mean, that's what every time I interviewed her, she was just the best. She was just the best.
So she used, you know, my sister's 5'10", was 5'10", and I'm 5'1". And she would be telling people, I'm going to get my sister after you. I'm like, people think you're crazy when you say that. And then they see me. I'm like, you're so nuts. And she goes, yeah, but you have a bigger mouth than I do. I'm like, well, that's true. I definitely have a bigger mouth than her.
There you are, standing next to each other. And I also read that the pre-release of this book you made available on what would have been her 61st birthday.
It was on her 61st birthday, but this was really the pretense of the book. I want to show you how this Bitchin' in the Kitchen came into play. So this is the book that's done. Can you see it?
Hold on, let's see. Tilt your phone a little bit down. Tilt it down.
The sun is in the way.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see some. Yeah. Is that a picture of you guys?
Well, this is the book cover. I'm trying to clear the sun for you.
Okay.
Okay.
The other side's coming from the side.
Can't see it.
Yeah, it's tough to see it.
Well, it's the first book that I have. It's called Angela, My Sister, My Friend, which I have tattooed right here.
See? There you go.
Wait, Tom,
I tilted it up.
So that's us before and after. See?
Yeah.
So it says My Sister, My Friend, our big, because everything has big in it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Our big journey. And that's from really the beginning to the end. So when my sister was alive, we had a meatball war on VH1, The Big Morning Buzz. And I won. She didn't think I was going to win, but I won fair and square.
Right.
With 2 executive chefs. And, you know, she said to me, you know, that's our meatball recipe, blah, blah, blah. After she passed away, the New York Post and the Daily News called me for the recipe. But I said no. I couldn't give it away.
Oh, that's great.
So I started to write about our memories, and I put the meatball recipe in here. When Wahida Clark, who's my publishing house, found out that all that happened, she said to me in April, stop what you're doing and write a cookbook. I'm like, but the only way I'm going to do this if I can have it ready on something for June 30th. Because I want to give my sister something for her birthday. Aww. And that's what I gave her. There's her flowers in the cemetery, 61. And I gave her, it came out on Kindle. It's for pre-order. It'll be here on paperback and hardcover in November. Mm-hmm. And that was her 61st birthday present.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So now March of 2022 will be the other book.
Will be the other, right. That's the book that you were writing about her.
Right. So that's our relationship and our life from the beginning to the end. And that will also have the meatball recipe in it.
Beautiful.
This doesn't have it in it.
You said the goal of the book was to bring everybody back to the table.
Yeah.
Like these are recipes to bring family back. What do you think has been lost, and how do you and Dom, do that with your own family, a very big family at that 6 kids?
Right. So I cook like I'm cooking for an army. Because my kids have a lot of friends that come over that I'm their second mom. Some of them I'm their first mom. So when I cook my chicken cutlets, it's always like 10 pounds. You never know who's going to
pounds of chicken.
Yeah, 10, 12, between 10 and 12. And then my sister, I have another sister. She's like, I can't believe you're cooking all this food. And I'm like, by tomorrow morning, there won't be one chicken cutlet.
Nothing left.
And I'm coming down in the morning because I love chicken cutlets for like breakfast.
Right.
I'm coming down in the morning and there's not one. So I said, don't tell me how to cook because I know what I have to do. But I think that what's happening is we're losing it. We're losing that family time together. And
I agree.
Where is that best time where you can talk to somebody? You go to a coffee shop, you sit at a table, you have a cup of coffee, glass of soda, glass of wine. So how do we do that with our kids? Put the phone down and share 1 hour with me. Tell me what's going on at school, work, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, now that they have children, tell me how it is to be a parent. Whatever, to ask me how my day was, how my store is. You know what I mean? It's something to bring back to the table.
And you're getting a review right here from Jeannie, right up on the screen. Jeannie said
Best chicken cutlets.
Oh, that's Jeannie. She's in the Country Mouse working today. That's my store.
Jeannie, so what I'm curious is what is it in the chicken cutlets, Janine, that you put in that makes them so good and doesn't dry them out, you know?
I don't. I'll eat the recipe for $20.
Jeannie can be bought. She's ready to be bought.
Jeannie can be bought for $20.
No, it's the way she prepares them.
And
she cuts all the cutlets out. Listen, I buy 20 pounds of cutlets just for her to get the 10. To be honest with you,
I cut around them.
She cleans them like unbelievably. She's probably, and her family is all big cooks, all of them, every one of them cook. But she can fry like nobody else.
They can't fry like
the
me.
first one and the last one all look the same.
They're the same.
Yes. Now sometimes when you start off, they're a little lighter, and then as you go along, you have to adjust the oils. She is the best fryer in the world.
Yeah,
so that's amazing. Yeah, and they're nice and juicy.
I'm the fry queen. And the meatball queen.
Amongst other things.
I love it. I love it. So in this book, people are not only going to get, they're going to get recipes. They're also going to hear some family stories as well.
Yep. They're going to get pictures, old pictures of my family, of Angela, some of the recipes that she has done. And every page has a little blurb about that recipe and where it came from.
Yeah,
what was her favorite thing that you cooked?
What was whose favorite thing? Angela's
and Dom's. What's your favorite?
What's your favorite perfect thing that you make?
It's so many. So if this is like a trick question, she makes. I like her meatloaf. She makes a wonderful meatloaf. I didn't like meatloaf growing up. I always found it to be dry. Hers are so juicy, and it's just unreal how good they are. That's probably one of my favorite. But she makes a candied yam with marshmallows on it.
Oh, those are the best.
Artichoke. She makes a stuffed artichoke, which I love, and everybody loves. People that don't eat artichokes have tried hers for the first time. She makes it with a different twist on it. So she really, she really goes out of her way to put love into what she's cooking.
I love it.
I also have a really good friend of Dominic and I. His name is Damon John. I don't know if you know Damon from Shark Tank.
Oh yeah, Damon. Yeah,
John.
Yeah. So Damon is a really good friend of ours, and he has eaten over many times. So this recipe, it's so simple. I named it Damon's favorite roasted broccoli. Picture I have about 35, 40 people in my house, right? And I have the table from one end to the other with lobster and fish and everything you think of, truffle mashed potatoes and blah, blah, blah. And he comes over and he's eating the broccoli and he's eating the broccoli. He goes to me, but what did you do to the broccoli? I'm like, nothing. I roasted it with garlic and oil and sea salt.
He calls it crack broccoli.
Why? He goes, is this on any menu anywhere? I was like, no, just my menu. And he says to me, we need to get this on a menu. He loves it.
It's very different. We go to restaurants, okay? I'm in the construction business, and I build a lot of restaurants.
Yep.
So I become friends. I don't advertise. People that know me call me, and they just keep on calling me. But in any case, I do a lot of restaurants. So when we go sit down in the restaurant, she get like the chef will come to the table, and she'll say, she says, what am I going to eat tonight? He's like, I made this. She's like, okay, give it to us. And then she'll bring him back out and make him sit down and describe, if she likes it, of course, how he made it, what the ingredients are. And then she'll come home, and within a week, I'll guarantee you, I know it by heart now, within a week, that dish is on our table. And then she'll put a twist, twist.
Oh, that's great.
Listen, Janine is not one minute. Janine is not the type of cook that you could say, just put a pinch of salt. Everything the husband tastes. She tastes it as she goes. When she thinks it's fine, then it's done. So it's not to say, give me 2 cloves of garlic, give me a dash of this, a dash of that. She doesn't. She makes it by tasting it, and she'll take any recipe and make it better. Her chicken cutlet parmesan is to die for. Simple dish, but it's to die for.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody puts a chicken parm in the oven to melt the cheese. Right or wrong?
Right.
Okay.
Wrong.
Don't do it.
Nope.
Take your skillet, put your sauce down, because you just need a marinara sauce. Place all your chicken cutlets down, put your marinara sauce, put your grated cheese, put your mozzarella, put the fire on, put a cover on it. That's it.
Now, the only trick to that is if you like it a little bit more on the brown side, she'll take the cover off and throw it under the broiler for 2 minutes just to give it that brown bubbly
That
taste.
brown bubble, the bubbling.
Yeah.
So you know, we did this whole interview the wrong way. We should be in their house right now.
I know, on a
We should be-
table.
We should be at the table. We should be
Let's do it.
sampling all this
Let's
stuff.
do it.
Anytime you want.
Let's do it. I dare
Janine,
you.
where did you learn how to cook? And Don, when you figured out she knew how to cook, did you fall in love with her? Was that the deal?
No, it was absolutely. I fell in love with her way before I even tasted her food. After tasting her, I was hooked. So no.
I would love to have. I love to cook for people.
We both come from big families. You know, I'm her sous chef. I got a little bit of talent myself.
Yes.
Okay. So we're in the kitchen together, and we enjoy that time together.
Yes.
And that's why when we're doing the book, I said, you know what? I'm gonna now. We did Staten Island Hustle. Now I'm gonna do. Let's get a cooking show with the fit, but it's different. Not
Family.
Not the Bobby Flay style cooking shows.
No.
Okay. With all the kids there while she's cooking, while we're talking, and that's where I'm surprised you didn't ask this, Scott, already. Where the bitching in the kitchen comes from.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, as long as I'm in the kitchen with her, she's a bitching.
She's bitching.
Right? Yeah.
But you know what happens? Like when I had to do the 32 recipes, I have to naturally take pictures of 32 recipes. They're my pictures. They're not anybody else's. So I was here. I did it in 2 days. And if you could see where my couch is from my kitchen, I had all my kids sitting on the back of the couch watching me. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, we're waiting. Can we eat?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're acting like you never ate before. Like, wait, I have to film the actual food first before you eat it.
So, Janine, can I ask you a question? Because there's so many parents that are at home raising kids, juggling. When you were in that trenches. How did you meal plan? Did you do any of that stuff?
I don't meal plan. I have a business myself. I have a children's clothing store that's been there for 49 years. I just took it to the next level.
I've shopped at your clothing store. I know exactly what it is.
So I love it. I love it there. And you've seen my sister's mural there. And, I do many things. I write. I do that. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I do it all. I try.
Scott, 7 o'clock in the morning, I get a text.
What do you want to eat?
What do you want to eat for dinner?
Oh, that sounds like my house.
What do you want to eat?
What do you want to eat? She'll cook. Here's the thing. She will cook for, I could say, listen, I'm bringing 25 people over.
I'll cook.
She said, okay, what do you want to eat? As long as I tell her, I make clams and macaroni, make this.
The other day he wanted surf and turf.
Yeah.
But he wanted a port wine reduction. He said, you want to make one? I said, I'll do it. He goes, you sure? Because we go to like all these places that do the port wine. So I said, yeah. He said, but you don't have a recipe. But I said, I'll make the port wine.
I'll Google it.
I Googled it just to see what was in it. I didn't like how they did it because they put a sprig of thyme. There was too much complications. So I took it. I seen what the ingredients was. I took some ingredients out. I added some ingredients and tell him how the port wine was.
Forget it. It was the dark.
He was drinking it.
I was actually taking a spoon and drying it. I couldn't stop trying it. I was eating it like it was soup. I said to her, she went out of the room for about 15 minutes. She came back. I said, you didn't make enough of this. There's not enough of this here. She ended up tripling in the amount.
No, so I said, I don't know what happened. Maybe it went down.
Yeah, I was eating it.
I'm thinking when it reduced, it shrunk. I don't know. I didn't know he ate it. So I had to go back and put more, make more of it.
I love that.
The kids loved it.
Do you guys have an extra room in your house? Maybe I can come stay for a little while.
Scotty, tell them what you eat.
That's not a threat.
Scott, so what do you eat? Tell me.
My house is the exact opposite of your house. I mean, we're ordering in every night, Chinese, Japanese, Italian. We don't cook in this house. My wife doesn't cook. I don't cook.
I'll make you a fried rice. You'll knock your socks off.
Janine, can I come over soon?
Why don't you do what Damon does?
I'm starving. I'm starving right now. Where are you? You guys are where? In Staten Island?
Staten Island.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not too far.
Where are you, Scott?
I'm in Bergen County in New Jersey. So on a traffic day, it's only 4 hours.
Yeah,
And
really.
Suki's in Staten Island.
No, I moved out. I moved
No,
out.
she moved
I'm up.
She's
Yep.
not.
You
Yeah.
left us.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did. I did.
No more New Dorp High School, Janine.
Oh,
Ah.
yeah.
I left. But you know what? Listen, I have such fond memories, and I think I like to cook because I grew up in those kind of neighborhoods. Like, you know, like you said, it was just what everybody did, and that's how everybody grew up, and that's where
Yeah.
it just
And
is.
you know, whatever went on that table, when my mother put food on the table, whether you liked it or you didn't, you ate it.
You ate it.
Like,
You
know what I
ate it.
mean?
That's it.
My kids are like,
That's
oh,
it.
could you make this? And when you take the pot macaroni out, could you put butter in the macaroni? My other son,
Yeah,
Ronnie,
yeah.
wants garlic and oil.
Yeah, they said, what it is, is King's Arms Diner over here? Everybody has a special order over here.
And then my granddaughter wants macaroni and cheese. The other ones go, Nanny, you got a carrot. The horse is a stuffed animal. She's feeding the horse a carrot. I'm like, oh my God.
No,
I'm
it's
so
true.
crazy.
We make that mistake, Janine. We cater to our children. Like my husband and I are eating a meal, and my kids want everything separate. So I'm making everything. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, not my parents.
Meanwhile,
No.
you got the shit beat out of you if you
Listen,
want
mate,
did that.
Sunday was Sunday sauce with the meat. Monday was the leftover meat from the sauce with salad.
Not with my
Okay?
house.
And a soup or something like that. It was very, very humble beginnings for both of us, believe that.
No, we
But
didn't
food
either.
was always there. It was always a part. My father demanded. He didn't ask, he demanded everybody be at that table.
Yeah.
And Sunday was like, that was his church. 2:00, dinner had to be on the table.
2 o'clock.
2:00.
Yeah.
All right. And
I love
but it
it.
went 2:00, and then by 5:00 we'd have dessert and stuff. And that was kind of nice. Janine came up with a really good idea. Her idea was, you know, we talk about our kids and we talk about our friends' children, and there's a lot of difference. Okay. My kids, you can't get them out of this house with a tow truck. Okay. Other people's kids never sit down. They always hang out at my house. Our house, because we had so many children, we always had the house that the kids gravitated to.
Yeah. And I'm the one who's cooking.
So they would come over. Anthony and Uncle Don, what do you got going? Well, you know, what are we eating tonight?
That's
You
it.
know, so it just and it's still that way till today, which we love. So we had this conversation. Jean says, you know what? She calls me up and she says, you know what's the matter? She says, even our future daughter-in-laws, she says they don't cook, they don't know, they get overwhelmed right away. I think we need to do something.
My goal is also to take a young mother, you know, and show her how she could still be the girlfriend to the husband, the wife, the mother to the child, and her own self for business
And a housekeeper.
and a house. And I'm also clean the house.
Oh my
You know,
God.
I don't have any help. I wash clothes. I'm not too proud. I clean toilet bowls. I wash floors. I do what I have to do, and that's it.
And she does a very good job at it as well.
And I get up very early.
Let me tell you something. It's a lot of work managing all of it. I mean, I will tell you that right now. We were just complaining about the kids and like how we're 50% teachers right now and our kids' schoolwork on top of everything else.
Listen, when my son comes home, I have a 34-year-old. You know, I have 34, 32, 30, 28, 25, 21, and 14. But when the 14-year-old comes home with the homework,
yeah,
I don't even know how to pronounce the word.
I know it's insane.
God has 2 apples and Dom has 2 apples.
Right.
It's orange. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, we don't know how to do it.
Right. Where's the orange?
If you wait for me to teach him, they'll be the dumbest son of a bitch.
I did teach Ronnie how to cook at 14. He can cook a meal.
Oh
And
God.
don't call me up telling me he was bad in school, because I don't care. You deal with it.
That's what I say.
When I was in school, they took a ruler and whacked you on the hand. Beat him. Get a belt. This. Oh, we're not do that. You have my permission. You want me to sign something?
It's so funny. You deal with it. I don't want to deal
Really?
with it.
Guys,
It's
listen.
8 hours. You deal with those 8. We'll take
Don't-
it at 16.
No, 6. They're only 6.
Oh, now they're only 6.
Here comes Chef.
There we
Don't be surprised if Suki and I are at your front door. Uncle Dom, Aunt Janine, what's cooking tonight?
Oh, listen, you won't starve.
No,
Trust me.
that's the easy part. Janine, it loves that.
Guys,
tell me in advance what you want to eat.
oh my, that doesn't even
By the way,
matter.
she makes a kicking. Talk about favorites. You stumped me before when I'm asked that, because when a person makes so many good things, it's hard to just pick one. But I love shrimp far diavolo over spaghetti.
Oh yeah.
I love scungili's over the biscuit with the hot sauce, and she makes it super, super good. So,
and I can't eat shellfish, so I'm not allowed. I still cook it.
Next time we're coming with I'll bring my little computer with the camera, and we're coming to shoot at your house.
Never scare me.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Here's the name of the book, Bitchin' in the Kitchen.
Yeah.
From my big family to your table. Great recipes, great stories. It's coming out in November. You could, Janine, you could pre-order it right now, right?
You can pre-order it on Amazon. Yes, you can.
All right, beautiful. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Thank you.
And none of us have forgotten Angela that got the pleasure of meeting her. And thank you for keeping her memory alive.
That's another one of my goals. Please never forget my sister, ever.
Absolutely.
Listen,
love Angela.
Just one more note. Janine Detore on her social media. It's Janine Detore. And I'm at Uncle Dom Detore on
cool. We'll follow.
You got it, guys.
Guys.
We're gonna have
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye,
We
guys.
love you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
They're great, huh,
Hold
Sue?
on for a second, Scotty. Hold on. Just mute me. Take me out for one.
Hold-
I got to yell at my daughter to shut up.
Go ahead. You go yell at your kid, Sue. Go yell at her. Ladies and gentlemen, while Suki's yelling at her kid, we've got AJ Smith coming up next. Good thing is we'll get to edit this part out of the show once it's once we do it. Hold on, let me get us back to regular show. Oh, she's back. Hold on. There she is.
Oh my God. I'm like, shut the door.
It's so funny. Well, listen, they were great. The Detores are great. Just God, I'm starving right now. Just
Can I
listening
tell you, you would
what
die if
talking
they were
about.
your neighbors. You would go over
it.
every day for dinner and a glass of wine.
Unbelievable. And of course, Big Ange, everybody knew from Mob Wives, and what a great show that was. Let me just put that up again, because when you look at the women on the show, Suk, I mean, would you have Drita,
Renee,
right?
yep.
Karen Gravano. I don't even know if she's in that
Gravano.
shot. Right, Sammy the Bull's daughter was in that show. I mean, it was pretty wild. But listen, AJ Smith is coming up. This guy, Suk, I've been watching his stuff all morning. He's going to be a superstar, no doubt in my mind. He's a singer. He's a songwriter. You know, he grew up in Denver, moved to New York by us. Now he's in Nashville, and the sky is the limit for this guy. It was great. And he's got new music out right now. He's got a new song coming out called Cooler, which is out, I think, next week, October 8th. He's got a song that he did called Billy Joel that he wrote for his girlfriend. And it's really cool. He's got such a great voice. Here's a little bit of it as we bring in AJ Smith, and then we're going to talk to him on the other side. He's going to play for us today. It's going to be great. Here he is.
All my pride, I never wipe your tears. That's when you call me insincere. You leave me broken, but I'm not hopeless, because I know that you'll always be my woman. And I admit that I've been wrong. So baby, what are we fighting for? I've run out of ways to say that I'm so sorry. It's never too late, so let's start over. Are we crazy for falling back in love? Or can I hold you close tonight? I can sing your favorite song, you know, the one by Billy Joel.
Scotty, this guy could be on the radio.
Absolutely, right now. AJ.
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Oh, we hear you. Oh, wait, who's behind you, dude?
Oh, that's the little love of my life, my dog.
Oh, I gotta make that full screen. Is that she or is she?
Her name's Bailey Bell.
Oh my God. Look how Bailey, what are you doing? Come here.
Come say hi.
I love. Look at that. Oh my God.
Aw, Bailey.
You're gonna say hi?
That is too.
She doesn't get it.
Oh
but
my
she's
God.
so
AJ,
good.
how you doing, pal?
Oh, so good, guys. I'm starving though after watching
dude.
the stories. Oh my God. I just got back from Italy too, so I'm like,
Nice.
oh,
I mean,
It all sounds awesome.
I haven't eaten and I'm starving, and listening to them describe that food it's insane.
Big
But
Italian dinners, right?
oh my God, listen, it's wild, man. But listen, I love. Let's talk. We'll talk about your career, but the song you wrote called Billy Joel, right? Tell us a story about that, because I know it kind of relates to your girlfriend and your parents and all that stuff. So how'd you come up with a song just entitled Billy Joel?
Yeah. So we'd been dating for a little bit, and it was time to meet the family. And she's Long Island Italian. Her last name is literally Abruzzo, right? So
nice.
I was like, oh gosh, what am I getting into here?
Wait, was she
Smith? What are you getting into?
Was she on Mob Wives, AJ?
No, she was not on Mob Wives, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna go meet the whole family. They like work in finance there, and I'm like this musician coming to meet the family. I'm like, oh gosh, what are they gonna think of me?
Right.
Like, here I am, just like, and she was like, hey, you're gonna be great, all right, just be yourself, and it's all gonna go great. And we go out, we go to dinner, and I'm like on the train, like Googling like the Mets scores and like that kind of stuff, like how the Mets been doing and like that kind of stuff. Like trying to learn about wine, because I was like, I don't know anything about wine. I've been drinking like beer. This is before I found out that I had celiac. So before I could even eat the pasta and drink beer, like, but that's a whole other story. So we go out there, and I'm at dinner and I'm meeting everybody, and it's going really great. And her family ends up being like, hey, you're a musician, right? Do you know any Billy Joel? And I'm like, yeah, I know Billy Joel. And so we like go over to the family piano, and I'm just like, they're rattling off Billy Joel songs, and I'm just like, yeah, here you go. And like we just have like a sing along, and her brother was even like, do you know Root Beer Rag? And I was like, I don't know that one. And he like plays it for me on his phone, so I like figure it out, and we had a great time. And so we're on the train ride back into the city, and I go in my notes and I just write, I want to write a song called Billy Joel, because of just how it. And I found out that night that my girlfriend, now actually, spoiler, I was saving it for the end, but she's my fiance now.
Nicely done. The song worked, I guess, huh?
It worked, yeah. And so the I found out that night that her favorite song in the world was Vienna by Billy Joel.
Oh, nice.
And so then like that kind of, we don't actually argue at all. And it's funny that then this song is actually sort of about those moments when you have a fight or something like that, which like never really even happens for us. But if she had a rough day, because she's an actress, and she's actually going to be in the West Side Story movie, Steven Spielberg movie.
Really?
Whoa, congratulations!
Yeah. But before you get that, and then even now after COVID, it's like you do audition after audition after audition, and you don't hear back, and then finally you get something, and it's like when you have one of those days, and I've helped her do 5 self tapes, and we're just tired. It's kind of like you just put Billy Joel on. We would put Vienna on, and like it was kind of our thing that we would do. And so I ended up writing this song about that emotion and falling back in love when sometimes it feels like you're drifting apart, because life can just take its toll,
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? Billy Joel is really the soundtrack. I mean, I'm a New Yorker, and so is Scotty. So he's the soundtrack to our lives. Like, I don't get when people don't get Billy Joel. I'm like, what do you mean you don't get him?
And he heard the song, right? He's heard the song.
Yeah, so he heard the song. I mean, I was kind of trying to get it to him just so then that way it wouldn't, like, I wouldn't put it out, and then he would end up being like, I hate this or something. Like, I was so afraid that he was gonna hate it. So through multiple channels, we ended up actually kind of getting it to his publicist.
Wow.
And she ended up liking it enough that she played it for him. And he ended up writing back that he was like honored. He loved it, loved my voice, loved everything. And he invited me to open for him when shows were back happening again. Now, I'm not sure if that's still going to happen. Like, COVID has taken a toll on a lot of things. Hopefully, I mean, my people are in touch with his people. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna knock on wood until I'm up on stage. You know what I mean? But
Dude, that's amazing, though.
I mean,
That's
even just
amazing.
him reaching out and we've been in touch. You know, I email him around like Happy New Year, like Happy Birthday, all that kind of stuff. We've been in touch. He's been super supportive. And actually, speaking of, I think Suki said on the radio, well, Billy, when his channel comes on Sirius XM, he actually asked them to play my song on it. And so
wow.
I got
That's
radio
amazing.
play. It was my first time
love
being on
Billy
Sirius
Joe Radio
XM.
on Sirius. I've got to
Yeah.
listen to
That's
it.
great. That it almost reminds me of like one of Taylor Swift's big songs when she was young was Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
And she wrote a song about Tim McGraw, and that was one of her first big songs. And I mean, listen, you can't go wrong having the same career as her, AJ. But is there a like a favorite Billy Joel tune that you like to sing that we may or may not ask you to do right now? Is there a favorite?
Oh man. Oh, don't put me on the spot.
Play your original.
I mean,
Your music is wonderful.
I do love Vienna. I don't have my keyboard set up right now because I'm in the middle of getting ready for tour.
Okay.
I mean, I know that like Billy doesn't love Piano Man so much anymore. You know, he's like over it, but you know, it's a crowd favorite. But honestly, like that was the song that when I was little, my parents would play in the car and introduced me to him. And you know, like he's in interviews, he's said like, oh, it's sort of like a limericky kind of song. And I'm like, yeah, but like that's what makes it so charming and awesome. And I don't know, that was like a song that I learned about songwriting from. So like that's always gonna have a special place, even if it's, you know, not a deep cut, you know, or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, listen, you have this song Cooler, which you just finished, which comes out on October 8th, which is next Friday, right?
Yeah, next Friday.
Here's a little bit of that, and I think people they're gonna love this. Take a listen.
And I hope that I made a good impression on you. And if I didn't, baby, maybe I can get a redo, and we can meet back here in a day or two. And when I walk through that door next time, I promise I'll be cooler. I swear I will be smoother. I'll be more enthusiastic, bring a better sense of humor. I promise I'll be cooler. No, I won't be no loser. Blow your mind with conversation, won't believe the transformation. I promise I'll be cooler. Cooler?
Cooler? I love how you got like, it's almost like a 50s vibe in the song. You kind of got that Maroon 5 sound to you there a little bit, right? Little Adam Levine-ish in there. Yeah, no, sound. I mean, it's great, man. I think you got a hit on your hands.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Jesus, AJ, you're so damn talented. I don't really get it. I'm like, the music industry is so crazy. Like,
oh man,
your music can be anywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I have a great team now, and we're excited to put this song out. I shot a really cool music video for it that is pretty 50s vibe. We got some vintage cars from a friend of a friend whose uncle like owns a couple, and so we brought those over to a drive-in theater. My fiance, who's the Broadway performer and actress, she and her dancer friends came into Nashville and danced in it, and it's super cool. It's awesome.
That's great. Yeah, listen, when West Side Story comes out, we have to get her on, bud.
Absolutely,
right?
She'd be happy to.
She's a dancer in the movie? Does she have a speaking part? What is she doing?
Well, you know, she's one of the Jet Girls. As an Italian American.
When you're a jet, you're a jet all the way.
So I mean, now the Jet Girls are not like, it's the Jet guys and the Sharks girls that are like the main characters in the story, right? So she was only really supposed to be in like a couple scenes. The big one she's in is Dance at the Gym, which is like the kind of big famous intro thing, and so she's in that, which
so many great songs in that show. I hope they keep in Officer Krupke. I hope that's one of my favorites. Gee, Officer Krupke, we're down on our knees.
I'm trying to remember, because she went and watched some of the other days of filming too, with like Mikey. I think Mikey did sing that one. I don't know. I have
yeah,
to check.
love that too. Love it, man. Oh, that's great. Yeah, we'll have her on, bud. When the movie comes out, we'll have her on, and we'll talk about you behind your back.
You'll hear the other side.
We'll hear the other side.
Wrote a song about us fighting that we never had.
Scott played me double vax too. It's just
so
good. It's
Listen,
so good.
I have a little of so AJ has a song out called Double Vaxxed, which is perfect for today. They should be using your video to promote it to youngsters to go get the goddamn vaccine. Because it's perfect. It's about, meeting people online and then finally meeting them face to face. And it's, I love that there's a line in the song, it's been a month since we matched. Got to make sure you're double vaxxed. Here it is, a little bit of it. I want to play it and then we'll talk about it after. Watch this.
Check me out, I'm double vaxxed. Hey, look, we've been flirting for a minute. You deserve more than a FaceTime. Wanna get that face to face with you for a moment or two. Come on. We could hit the place that just reopened on the corner of the quarter. You said you've been missing it since they had to close last June. Hey, well, let's pull through. But before I go and get attached, don't break my heart, I have to ask. It's been over a month now since we met. I wanna see you out without your mask. So are you double vaxxed? Are you double vaxxed? Check me out, I'm double vaxxed.
I love it.
That is very cool, man. I could totally see that on a commercial. We get here in New York, we get that New York health commissioner comes on every 5 minutes at the same commercial.
Yeah, we go like this, and then we'll give you like the New York salute in the middle.
Man.
Like, hey.
When Cuomo did the wear a mask campaign, right? And so we wrote a musical parody. The ones that ended up winning the commercials that people submitted were like very somber and very serious, which maybe was more appropriate for what was going on. I don't know.
Right.
But we did one that was like very Hamilton-ish. That was like, just wear a mask, ting, 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 ting. That's all we ask. Because you never know who's at home, like somebody's mom who could have cancer, like that kind of thing, right? And so we did that. We were trying to have fun with it. Did the same thing with this song, where it was just kind of like, look, I want to get back to being on tour. I want to get invited again to open for Billy Joel, because people aren't. I had a lot of
we
other.
Want to see you.
Yeah, and it's I've had some other big artists potentially ask for. I'm not going to name names right now just because I don't want to but I was invited to potentially open for them, but then there was COVID scares with Delta, and they're like, you know what, we're just not going to even have an opening act right now. And I'm like, the stage in my career where I'm at right now, booking that opening slot is huge. That's going to be a big thing that gets me in front of people, takes me to the next level,
Listen, man, when you do open for Billy Joel, it would be at MSG at the Garden, right? Could you just listen? This is dedicated to my fiance and to my buddies at the Suki and Scott show. And that's all we need, bro. That's all we need.
Scotty, AJ is guaranteed to be a star. He just needs that one moment. That one moment. It's all there. He's prepared. It's the talent is 100% there.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine being in Nashville has had to have helped your whole situation, kind of explode, being that is Music Town USA right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been loving it. I had a great opportunity to come down here during the pandemic to be a live-in resident musician at this one building where I would perform there. They would give me free rent, which was sick. And so that brought me down here. It was bittersweet because I miss New York a lot. Obviously, my fiance's family is in New York, but we came down here. We've got a place here with our dog, and her family is up there. So we still get up to go and visit. We were just up there this past weekend. Hopefully, she'll book something on Broadway or whatever. And then, we can go back and forth to Nashville.
Yeah.
But Nashville, there's just so many talented writers down here. Like the music scene is just so strong. The musicians are all incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's inspiring to be around.
Yeah. Well, listen, I come at least once a year, and hey, keep him quiet back there.
Bailey.
And just walking around.
The Amazon guy's here. So.
The Amazon guy. I know what that's like. Just walking around in the bars and clubs on Broadway, you see so many talented people, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's super fun. I mean, I haven't really, up until I got vaccinated, we were like kind of still like, hey, we're gonna stay home because we're not trying to spread this thing or whatever. Like my aunt had cancer this past year, and so like that was just as a result of that. Even I was twice as cautious about
right going near
not
her.
wanting to, because you never know who's got somebody at home. Yeah, I'm young and all of that, but like you never know. So we were pretty cautious up until, I mean, we're still pretty cautious, but I didn't even get to experience Broadway until like a couple months ago.
Beautiful. Does that guitar on the couch work, or is that electric right there?
That's which side? I'm like near
the red and white one.
That's an electric. It's
nothing acoustic over there, huh?
I've got an acoustic.
Oh, what do you got? Oh, it's in front of you. That's my man. Look at him.
Oh, if I could turn the camera around easily.
Oh, all right. You want to sing a couple? Let's it doesn't have to be full songs, just a little something live.
Yeah, sure. Can you hear the guitar okay?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. You know what? Why don't I do Billy Joel for everybody?
There you go. Beautiful.
And, I pulled up my phone so I could shout out a couple people. Just wanted to say Cherry, Yvonne, Rory, Alicia, Jeannie, Doris, Pam, Anna, everybody. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in.
Nice. Those are all loyal viewers.
Yeah. And everybody else too that I didn't say. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening to my music. And this song is Billy Joel. You hurt sometimes you hurt me. You're not offended words I don't mean. We sit inside and you start crying. You know my pride, I never wipe your tears. That's when you go sincere. You leave me broken, but I'm not hopeless. Because I know that you'll always be my woman, and I admit that I've been wrong. So I say, baby, what are we fighting for? I've run out of ways to say that I'm so sorry. It's never too late, so let's start over. Tonight, I can sing your favorite song. You know the one by Billy Joel. We're just people make mistakes. I know it's harder to forgive when you're still in pain. Say, baby, what are we fighting for? I've run out of ways to say that I'm so sorry. It's never too late, so let's start over. Are we crazy for falling back in love? Or can I hold you close tonight? I can sing your favorite song. You know the one by Billy Joel. Thank y'all. It's longer than that, but
listen, you don't have to do the whole thing. That was great. I just, dude, I love the dog in the back just chilling out. I love that.
This is
Um,
for every day.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. I let me just go back to the because Fiona, here's a link to the pre-show for Cooler. If you guys right, it's ajsmithmusic.com/cooler. I'll play it again later in the show before we leave, but that's the songs coming out next Friday, right? It's the big day, October 8th. And listen, man, big things are happening for you already. I read, did you do something with the Eagles at one point or Glenn Fry? What was that about?
So Glenn's daughter went to NYU around the time that I did, and
okay,
I guess as you do if you're visiting your kid's school and you're like one of the most successful songwriters of all time, you go and you check out the music department, and so he came through and he was chatting with my songwriting teacher, and long story short, he was like, "Hey, do you have any students that are doing cool stuff?" And he played him my songs and a couple other student songs, and he ended up Glenn invited me to open for the Eagles.
Wow.
And took me under his wing, and became a mentor, and taught me a lot about songwriting. I was bringing him a ton of unfinished songs, and I credit him for helping me accelerate. Otherwise you go and you write songs for 5 years, and by the end of that you're better. But like, he kind of accelerated that whole process, and I think he helped me become a much better writer a lot faster.
Jesus,
God, does it show, AJ? I mean, really, you are the full package. And
thank you.
I mean, Glenn Fry. I mean, God, Glenn freaking Fry. Are you serious? It's one of my favorite bands ever.
Yeah, I mean, he was awesome. I wish I had him in my life still.
I know.
A lot of
what a
people.
gift you were given. Holy
Yeah.
crap! With not knowing his passing, and wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You want to do one more, a little something, the original, whatever you want to do, my friend. It's up to you.
I'd be happy to.
You pick them.
Why? I could do. I know that you played a clip of Cooler, but
yeah, light it up. Let's do that one.
Why don't I do it? This is a song. It's coming out on Friday. You can pre-save it. Find me on socials too, so that if the pre-save, I know sometimes it's a pain in the butt, but you can find me on socials and I'll post about it when it comes out. So this one I wrote about the nerves that I had on my first date with my now fiance.
She got to be loving you with all these songs about her, dude.
I think so. I just wanted her to think I was cool. It's at the end of the day.
It's the best way to do it, man. Best way to do it.
I'm sipping on my honey ginger green tea, 'cause when I drink coffee I get jittery, and I'm already nervous when you're next to me. I pray to my watch, the time would just stop. I don't know what to say 'cause I don't fucking lie, but I love to spend a couple pennies for your thoughts, and I'm hoping you can get my stomach out at night. I've gotta admit, I'm no good in this, and I hope that I made a good impression on you. And if I did it, baby, could we get a redo? We could meet back here in a day or two, and when I walk through that door next time, I promise I'll be cooler. Where I will be smoother. Oh, with my level I'll be more enthusiastic, bring a better sense of humor. I promise I'll be cooler. No, I won't be no loser. I'll blow your mind with conversation. Won't believe the transformation. I promise I'll be cooler. I wonder if you're laughing at my jokes of me. Don't know if you think I'm corny or I'm sweet. Oh, I'm way too wrapped up in these insecurities. I gotta calm down. Think I'm blowing it now. And I hope that I made a good impression on you. And if I did it, baby, could I get a redo? We could meet back here in a day or two. And when I walk through that door next time, I promise I'll be cooler. I swear I will be smoother, yeah. Oh, in my legs, I promise I'll be cooler. No, I won't be no loser.
conversation. Won't believe the transformation. Oh, I'll be cooler, so cool. I hope you think I'm cool. Oh, baby, please. Cooler. You have to wait to hear the full song when it comes out.
Way to go, my man. October the 8th, next Friday. That thing's coming out. AJ, listen, man, keep doing what you're doing. It's you're on the right path, my friend.
And thank you so much, Scott. Thank you, Suki. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me on. And thank you, everybody, for listening.
Absolutely, bud. And yeah, this goes to a whole bunch of different streaming sites. So we'll get you a lot of publicity once the show's done and we send it all out. But yeah, listen, great stuff. Congrats on the engagement. You should have spoke to us first before you actually went and did it. We would have given you a little advice. But no, I'm kidding. But and yeah, listen, and again, have your fiance. We'd love to have her on. We'll promote it. Obviously, I'm sure we'll have other people from West Side Story because that'll be big when it comes out, of course, because it's Spielberg. But listen, man, keep doing what you're doing. And next time I come to Nashville, I expect a little, ham and cheese lunch, something out in a cafe somewhere.
Got you. And hey, if you're around October 6th, I'm playing Rockwood Music Hall in New York City.
Oh, you're at Rockwood, huh?
Rockwood, yeah,
wow.
7 p.m. Rockwood, October 6th. So come and you can hear Cooler with the whole band before it's out.
Wow, so that's October 6th that's Wednesday night?
Yeah, it's Wednesday night.
Wow, and okay, great. Yeah, Rockwood. I love that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of folks who have been on sing at Rockwood. It's really it's a great place.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you, my man. Keep doing it. We love you, pal. You come back again.
All right, thank you guys.
Take care, AJ. All right, buddy.
AJ's going to be huge, everybody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Suki, he's good looking. He sings. It's too much talent all in one shot.
Rockwood Music Hall, October 6th at 7 p.m.
Yeah. No, that's
Stage 2.
Stage 2. That is a great
Fiona
place. Fiona. I love Fiona.
And you can purchase tickets too. Right there. It says ajsmithmusic.com. Everybody.
Yeah. You know who else? David Higgins is always at Rockwood in the city. There's so many great musical talents come through there, Sue. But so listen, tomorrow, before we go, I got to tell you what we have tomorrow because I'm excited about every show. But when we have people on like tomorrow, remember I saw this woman in the New York Post.
Which woman? The woman that was
the woman, her name, I'm going to give you her name because I immediately reached out and got her on the show. Her name is Amy Noble. And she is a dating coach in New York. And it's $10,000 for her services. Mm-hmm. So I saw that it was like on one of the pages in the New York Post. So I reached out to her. She's coming on. Amy Noble's coming on tomorrow. $10,000 dating coach. And Jessica Lynn, who I saw on Instagram, this beautiful young lady, talented. She's got a singer, the band, the whole deal. Just really talented. So we had another great show coming up tomorrow. And that's about it. If Phil's still MIA, he's on vacation. I don't even hear from him. He doesn't even.
I'm glad he checked out. You need to check out when you're on vacation.
He doesn't even send us any guys. Here I am.
His wife is like, come on, spend some time with me. That's what his wife is saying.
But it's all good. Another great show today. Great show tomorrow. More great shows next week. How about Janine and Dom were great. Sue, we got to get out there and we'll do the show from their house. We'll eat and we'll do the show.
Sure.
Right? We'll sit around the kids.
Let me get my kids back into school.
Yeah. Get your kids to school already. Jesus. And AJ Smith, absolutely fantastic. Suk, I'll see you tomorrow, babe. Go enjoy the rest of the day.
Peace out,
home. Love you guys. Thanks, everybody,
for watching. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Check me out. Hey, look, we've been flirting for a minute. You deserve more than a FaceTime. Wanna get that face to face with you for a moment or two. Come on. We could hit the place that just reopened on the corner of the quarter. You said you've been missing it since they had to close last June. Hey, well, let's pull through.